Hello, welcome to yet another live modeling with Thangys. Today we're gonna create this, right? Do you love it? You hate it? Either way, let's start straight away. This is our Jimmy here. The last time we were creating the uniform shirt, that's actually this. Hopefully we are all both sides getting better, you and me, you and me are getting better. So I'm gonna switch to the normal modeling. And I'm gonna go with Shift A, and just for a record, I'm just gonna position the window a little bit so you would see the rest of the blender. Okay, so that's it. Sorry for the start. We're gonna go with Shift A and we're gonna add a circle very traditionally, as usual, number 3GZ, and move it down. So the first part of today's modeling will be creating this scarf slash tie. I don't know what it is, but it looks really cool. Number 1G, and let's move this circle into the middle of our neck. Tap to the edit mode and let's scale it down. Today we'll try to make it more precise than usual, but we will see, you know how it always goes with me. So we're gonna extrude with EZ and let's drag it up. So this is the first part of that sort of tie thingy, and so let's go with solidify and let's make it thick. It's kind of a thick tie, probably. Yes, the way to move in Blender is actually, I'm always having and using a combination of a wheel mouse and holding shift. When I hold shift and click my wheel in the middle, I can just go to the sides and then scroll and zoom in, zoom out with just the wheel. So that's the combination, holding shift if you are very new in Blender. So this is the very starting point. Let's also just shade it smooth straight away so we see how smooth it is. Just so smooth. We can also go with the subdivision surface, a modifier. That's the one that makes everything so smooth. Okay, so I just increased the thickness just a little bit. Okay, so if we dive in, we can see that now it became a little bit strange. It's because the only thing that we have is actually just this circle, and then suddenly we have already this. So let's keep it like this for the simplicity of today's modeling. And let's shift A again, and this time we're gonna add the cube, and let's GZ down. Remember to always just move your objects only in the object mode, just to make sure that you don't break your origin of the object, because then it creates funky things. So number 1G, and move it in front of the neck. So now we are making that bow of the tie. I still don't know how exactly we'll proceed with it, but it's gonna be up to the position as usual. And okay, so I think, okay, let's go with number 3. Tap to the edit mode and toggle the X-ray view. It's easier to select what this is when you are in the X-ray view. So just scale this down. Select everything with A. So I'm just pressing wrong keys. Okay, so select everything with A, S, Z, and scale it down. Now S, Y, and again. And I guess that this can be the thingy. And let's go in here and S. This time it's gonna be X. Now I'm in the front view, so that's why we are seeing the X-axis like this. How about this? Okay, it's still quite big, so let's scale everything down, just S. And okay, I think we can play with this. Obviously it's gonna be a little more different when we're gonna go with, again, subdivision surface modifier. This modifier is just, I don't know. I'm also the person who uses it a lot. So let's Control R on your keyboard, because that's gonna create the loop here. And when we create a loop, we can play and drag it out and down to work with the shape and the, okay, oops, I accidentally just confirm it. So when you don't confirm anything on your mouse, it just stays flexible. So I think around this, and you can see that it's kind of interesting already. I'm just gonna drink from my beautiful water glass. That's how I call it. Okay, so I'm gonna select everything, and as here, I don't know, this usually always happens to me. Okay, so I think that this is a reasonable size, and obviously we can also just shade it smooth as usual, right? So this would be that bow. I'm gonna just make it slightly bigger. We'll see how it will go. Okay, so I guess that this is nice. Obviously, if you had more of this, it would just get super smooth, so don't worry about that. And okay, let's just G. Now I am in the object mode. Now we can easily rotate that, and let's just connect it. Obviously we need to take this, select everything, and S, Z, and scale it up, actually, like that. Okay, maybe that was too much, just a little bit. Okay, tap out, tap into that bow, and make sure that it's connected. And I think, okay, why not? This is cool. Now let's, maybe it can be a little bit more angled down like that. What do you think? Okay, this is probably too much. Okay, I like it this way. Hope you do too. And now let's make the tie itself. And so let's go, and let's add a plane to make it more fun. So GZ, move it down. That's just a very typical procedure of ours, and we're gonna GX and move it in front of our Jimmy here. So I tap into the edit mode, rotate it in the Y-axis by 90 degrees, so 90 on your keyboard, press enter, and voila. So right now our goal is to make just that raw shape of the scarf and then make it into a volume. So let's see what the shape is gonna be today. And I think, okay, let's start with creating 3 loops. Okay, this is gonna be, so when I do press Ctrl R, I can adjust the number of cuts or the loops with my wheel. So now I have 3, and then I'm just gonna do a left click. Let's select those 2 or 4 vertices, or the corner ones, and press S for scaling. But we're gonna drag it in only the Y-axis like this. Okay, it was too much. Maybe this would be reasonable. Okay, this is obviously also way too wide, so S, Y, and let's drag it like this. Okay, and let's select those 2 in the middle, and S, Y, and let's make it, yeah, this is it resembles a beehive, no, or the, you know, the beehive, kind of a bee, or maybe it's the ball that you throw in football. Perfect. So now it's gonna be a little bit challenging, but let's try a different technique than the ones that we usually do. So what I'm gonna do is going with, again, the X-ray view, with selecting everything, and let's extrude it in the X-axis. Okay, so let's just extrude it a little, maybe this size, then scale it down. Okay, so this is what it creates. Okay, and obviously we can now do the extrusion again, why not, and X, then just confirm it and then scale it down again. Okay, so this is the whole idea. Now it looks like a diamond, obviously, almost. It's not gonna be a tie, but a diamond. So let's add a subdivision surface modifier just to make it smooth as usually, you know. And let's also right click on it and make it smooth. Okay, so basically this would be the rough idea of that scarf in some way. Okay, so let's GX, and obviously as you can see that it was a little bit too, Yeah, 2 in the height. Okay, so and this part here is also getting just slightly way too flat, but that's fine, you know, it's just a scarf, no worries at all. Okay, so now usually, okay, we can make some details later on, but let's create it. Let's make them right now. Okay, so I kind of like this shape. It's totally fine, but we need to make some sort of, you know, as it's just a cloth, we need to make some details so it would look like a cloth. So with the tie, usually at this point here, there is just little small detail there. So let me see what happens if we just simply, first of all, maybe perhaps we can apply. Okay, let's apply the modifier. So tap out to the normal object mode and just apply it. Okay, so this time, or this this is something that we got right now. That's very tricky, but we will just essentially add another subdivision surface modifier just as because we can. And now let's select just some of those few random, maybe those vertices, and maybe even this. Let's see what happens. And let's G, X, and let's just move it inwards like that. Okay, look at this, how it happens, or how it looks. Okay, so there's this small detail of that cloth, sort of, that it goes inwards. Okay, that's what I like. And sorry, now we just got this a little bit messy. I'm just gonna turn it off, and obviously we can play with this even more, so we can also take this and G it in, right? So now this is maybe too much, but you get the idea. Maybe I think this one, maybe just to make it okay, that's exactly the one that we wanted, and just drag it, okay, all the way through. So now we have that little nice detail there. And obviously if we turn on the modifier, everything's gonna be just very smooth and easy to work with. So big time in the object mode, just move it in front of our Jimmy again. Let's rotate it first, and maybe in here. Okay, oops, I don't know what I did, but anyways. And let's tap to the edit mode, and let's just scale it down. Or, you know, we're gonna scale it in the object mode. It's gonna be a little bit more precise at this point here. So okay, look at that, look at that. So I guess that's now, it's just about the right angle of the connection, and it needs to be, so this part needs to be just a little here on that edge, so it's just kind of okay. Maybe like this. Okay, this is cool. And again, we're gonna also play with the details here of the scarf. So the first thing I would suggest to do is to apply the solidify, right? So we get actually a volume here. And let me see what happens if we also apply the subdivision surface. Okay, I think it's fine, it's just level 1, so it shouldn't be a problem. So let's apply, and you can see that we have a way more detailed object. And I'm gonna go and add another subdivision surface just because we can. And I don't like this part, it is so edgy. So let's select this one and the one in the bottom. So just Shift Alt and select those two rings, and we're just gonna SZN move them down like this, so it's gonna be more rounded. Okay, here on the top, it's way too edgy for my taste at least. And oops, okay, we got some funky thing here going on, so we accidentally select those, so I just Control Z, and now we can play. Okay, this is cool. Now we can select everything finally, and S Z, and then we can scale it. Okay, in the object, just move it down slightly like that. And okay, in here we still have some funky fragments, so we're just gonna fix that manually. So just grab that oops, S, Z, and just scale it up like that. Okay, so this is just a little detail that, yeah, we don't have to care that much. And let's apply another subdivision surface modifier. Cool. Now this is getting interesting, and we're gonna select those, let's say those vertices here, or maybe these ones here, just few of them, you know, just G, X, and let's move it, or maybe we can just move it by ourselves like this inwards, and just so you see what happens. Right, there's this. Okay, of course, always hitting the mic. Maybe we can select the whole ring, and now we can scale it inwards. Maybe that's a little bit easier as a small detail. Okay, and we can also do that with the bottom. Now let's see how it looks. Okay, yeah. And let's add the subdivision surface modifier again. Okay, so this is just a little bit of this, you know, a texture sort of on that tie. And of course we would also like to do that, or maybe not. Let's keep the knot. Oh, it's called the knot. Okay, let's keep the knot perfect. Okay, so this is the first part that we just finished. Congratulations, my friends, congratulations. Obviously the harder part comes right now. So just fasten your seatbelt and let's proceed. We're gonna create sort of a vest. I have no idea again how to make it. So let me think. Maybe let's. Okay, we have. You know, when you don't know what to do, we always just need to improvise. So I will actually try. Okay, I will try just for you guys. So let's add a, again, oh my god, it was a circle. G, Z, okay, doesn't listen to me. G, Z, and let's place it around the neck of our beautiful character again. So the vest is obviously just, you know, going around this, the tie. So it's very important. Tap the remote S and scale it down. Even more maybe. Okay, maybe, yeah, exactly at the place where the tie is, and we're gonna press E, left click, and scale it out. So now we get a little bit of the volume, right? So now I'm creating that neck, which I always struggle with in the first place. So let's go to the X-ray view and delete the first half. Okay, maybe, hopefully that's it. Okay, nice. So now we got a perfect rounded neck. That's cool. I'm gonna select those two, and I guess now that it's gonna be quite straightforward, but we shall see. So now selecting those four vertices, the edges of that half circle, we're just gonna extrude it. Okay, I'm just pressing E on my keyboard, and the idea here is to just go around the body of our character and okay, make this sort of a plate around his neck. Okay, that was just the idea here, nothing crazy really, obviously. And perhaps we might also need another one. We'll see about that later. Maybe we can delete we might delete it if we want. Okay, and now I guess we can turn off the X-ray view, and let's see what happens if we select those, or those four in the last one. We're gonna turn on the proportion editing. That one helps us a lot with moving also the other vertices. And let's select the level of the influence quite high, maybe to this position, and now we can just, you see what's going on. This is not bad, right? This is not bad at all. Then we can sort of do the same with those, but in here I think we're gonna go with S and just scaling it up. But let's say S and Y only. make it more rounded. Okay, and let's S and Y again. Now just decrease the level of the influence. Okay, that doesn't look that bad to me. No. If it's gonna be more of the struggle today, but I mean, I guess it still will be, but never mind. So okay, what do you think? Maybe I think we shall try to cheat. And okay, that doesn't work right now. I think that these two, or even those, it's I think we got too far from the next. So S and just scale it in. Okay. And now we need to move those in. So let's just do it manually. So S, turn off the proportion, S, Y. We just need to go around that beautiful scarf that we created. You can see that we already have some sort of there's a little bit just somehow it's not aligned perfectly in the middle. I don't know why, but maybe it's because we were moving the scarf, so that's the reason. But hopefully I really hope that. Okay, jeez. Alright. Okay, so now we are moving and creating that part where the vest is gonna be connected to the other. Okay, so that's just a small detail that we can figure out later. So now what we need to do is cover the rest of the body with the vest, or maybe not really, just maybe some part of it. But okay, let's just make it so it looks nice here as well. Time wise, we are running out of time as usual, so you know, creating nice things takes time. So we'll keep the vest. Okay, right click on it and shade it smooth. Like give it a little bit of the volume. It's cool. And obviously at the subdivision surface. Okay. This is just a start, okay? But hopefully you can see the vest there already, kind of. Okay. So the next part that we need to fix would be some of the. I think at this point it would be interesting to copy some of the other codes. Maybe this one. Okay, let me see. Or the Korean turtleneck. Doesn't look bad actually with this, doesn't it? Okay, that's cool. So I guess we'll just, okay, just gonna borrow this and I'm gonna cheat a little bit today. So I'm gonna copy those two. Okay, so just look at the color and coat and the turtle body. Shift D. Let's move it down. Maybe here. Turn off and hide the turtleneck. And so we also will just, okay, turn that off first. And now we need to make this wider. How shall we do that? How shall we do that? Number 7, X-ray view. And let's select those vertices here, maybe even those. Okay, without this one. And let's just make sure that you have everything selected. G, Y, and let's just make it wider. That's easy, right? I mean, sometimes there's no point of remodeling everything again, right? Let's select everything G, Z, and let's just move it down. So inwards in we have this beautiful vest, and then we're gonna make and have just a coat around it, which is cool. Let's see if we can close it up as well. So in here we definitely wanted to have it GY to to have it wider, so this is just the way we can play with it. Obviously we cannot take those. G, Y, and let's just move it inwards like this. Okay. Step out, G, what's GX. Okay, just position it so it just goes around the neck. Okay, so this is really cool. I like it. We're gonna slowly close down again. G, GY, and we're gonna slowly close that. It's exactly the coded view I wanted. Nice. GY. Hope you like the music today. So I really do. Okay, look at that. Right, we have a lot of layers, so that's so cool. Just move it up a bit, not like that. Okay, so basically what we need to do now is play a little bit with the tilted body. Because that one is obviously okay, so this is done. Now let's just do something with this, because we obviously have that vest in there. Okay, so okay, the color goes like that. So I guess that we're just gonna grab those G, Y. By the way, have you seen? Okay, this is the vest. I think we can just, without any regrets, just move those vertices, you know. No one can tell us anything. We can deal with, you know, the fragments later on. Okay, no problem. This is not a problem either. We can just do a bit later. The important part here is to get it work. Okay, so what's this here? Okay, that's this part. I see. So let's just this GX. I always like hitting my microphone, by the way. Okay, so this was just a little play, because as we did the codes already, we don't really need to redo them again. But the only part that we are obviously missing would be finishing the vest, so let's do that. Again, you can see that as we already have the rest you know, covered here, we don't need to really sort of play that much with what's gonna go on in here. So let's select those two, or those edgy vertices that are, you know, being seen outside, and let's just as Y, you know, just make them so they get to, you know, to cover the whole hole that we have over here. So again, let me see if this will work. Okay, it works. So the mirror editing works as well as its symmetrical object. So I just turn off the Y mirroring here, and let's, oops. So let's just G it to the side, like that. No regrets, okay? Zero regrets time. So in here we need to extrude it even more. So this is what's going on underneath, okay? And we are almost there. Let's extrude it again. Okay, so now we need to deal with the way it's seen. We need to deal with this. So basically we have two options. Either we can, okay, I forgot to also extrude the other side. Bigger mistakes. Okay, so now let's just place it in here so it goes underneath, right? This is how it looks. And so let us see. Okay, perfect. So now let's go and scale this inwards. Look at that. Again, it's perfect. In here it's again way too out, so we can either just modify this, so right, so it wouldn't be covered. Look at that, look at that, this is so cool, so cool. Okay, so right now the idea here is to make this go underneath, because that's, as it's a vest, we need to have a little space there for the buttons, right? You know, where you sort of connect. So let's select all those vertices on the edge. And we gonna do what? We're gonna move them G, Y, and let's just move them here, okay? Like that. Now we're gonna select the right wing. And we're gonna GX and move it so it's on top of the other, okay? And also let's GX and let's GY, and let's just move it so it's like that. In here we can see that this would be for changing the color. GX, check it out. Okay, so it's GX. So now the only thing that we are missing here is the of the button. So let's add a circle again, and this is gonna be a very fast one. We're just gonna press F, having everything selected. This fills the faces. Scale it down. Go out. X. Rotate it in the edit mode. In the y-axis. Again, scale it down. I guess that's just a little button that we got over there. Look at that. Okay, tap out to the normal object mode. Let's make it solidify like that. Easy. Okay, now press I for inset like that. GX, and let's move it in. Okay, that was a little unexpected, so let's just apply the modifier. Select those, E, and let's just drag it inwards. Okay, this is it. And now let's add the bevel, and I guess that I'm gonna add more segments so it's more smooth. And also let's apply it. Look at that. Go to the side view, tap to the edit mode, G, X. Oops, we need to select everything in the exterior view, GX. So now we are making just a small detail as we are coming to the end. Okay, so this is our beautiful button. We'll just be placing only two, so let's just G it down, place one here, front view, G, drag it over there. Now just find the perfect spot, Shift D and copy it. So now it's a little bit hidden. So now we have to GX. Obviously it's gonna be R for rotation, X, sorry, it's gonna be Y, and just rotate it so it's angled along with the vestige. Rotate, Y, like that, G, and okay, so look at that, beautiful, very, very nice today. Good job, my friends, good job. I mean, obviously we needed a little bit of the help copying the work that we did before. So basically this is just done, right? The only thing that I'm gonna do right now is just fix a little bit of the scarves, because I saw the tie here as we are having a little bit of the space here, you know, where the neck and the vest and the body is, but it's just a small detail, so you can do that as a homework. So thank you so much. Look at our beautiful Jimmy. I love him so much. So thank you so much for watching. Enjoy your rooibos with milk, as I'm having right now, and hopefully I will see you in the next one. Thangys.